Hello everyone! The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes on a recent horror release, and just like all of our other episodes, it might include major spoilers for said horror release, so don't listen to it if you haven't already seen it. You've officially been warned. And if you'd like to hear the full episode, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today. Without further ado, here is your exclusive Patreon clip.
But I think part of my struggle going into the back half is that it really becomes the Mia show. Mm-hmm. So we get a little bit of stuff with Jade and the kind of mistrust that they have in their female friendship around the boyfriend that Mia used to date and is now dating Jade. And that's okay, but the relationship even that Mia has where she cares more about Riley as a younger brother, and there's like a kind of awkward flirtatious, I'm going to treat you like an adult even though you're still a kid thing, like all of that to me is so interesting and it feels fresh. And then when Riley ends up in the hospital, we effectively lose that character because he's comatose for most of the rest of the film. And Jade also kind of falls by the wayside. Like, she and Mia barely share a scene together except to talk about the fucking boyfriend.
Yeah.
And all of that kind of stuff feels very teen drama to me, but not in a particularly novel way. And then all of the stuff with Mia and her dead mom, I'm just like, no, this is not interesting.
I know. I'm trying to figure out if it's me being like, I'm just savvy with the genre, because literally, like, at no point was I ever like, oh yeah, that's really her mom. Like, They hint at the fact pretty early on in the film that the ghost can trick you and they can imitate other people. And once you say that, it's like, oh, okay, well, I probably know where this is going. And even when we see Riley, you know, being like, that great image of Riley being like, I don't even want to say massacred, but yeah, it looks like he's being molested by all these ghosts. It's like, okay, but is that even real? And I get that's the point, but I'm like, I don't think it's real, though. I don't think that's what it is. Because the ghosts want him to die so they can take his body.
Yeah. The possession stuff, the way that the ghosts do their haunting, it doesn't feel new in any sense. Like, we're not telling a different version of a story that we haven't seen a million times. So particularly the way that Mia ends up getting fooled by these ghosts.
Yeah.
And especially up to the point, like, I think the end of the movie does get me back there, like, particularly that last sort of coda after we're not really sure what happened to Mia and then she's back in the hospital. I do think it's a really, really strong finish to the point where, as a bookend, it's fantastic. But up until the point where she's back in the hospital and she's kind of living out her nightmare scenario, all the stuff with, oh, we gotta kill Riley, oh, my dad is actually attacking me and I accidentally stabbed him with the scissors, all that shit. I'm just like, no.
Okay, like, once she stabbed her dad, I was like, oh, got something for my horror tropes that gotta go minisode.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, not to keep going back about how good that first act is, but it's also like, I mean, the concept of this disembodied hand, I think, is very fascinating, and the film doesn't really hold your hand. I mean, yes, we get the kind of, like, rundown of the rules and stuff.
Did you mean to say it that way?
I didn't actually, but yay.
Movie, talk to me.
But nevertheless, I think it's done in a way where I'm kind of in awe, but oh yeah, this is kind of a new concept for me. I haven't seen this really done in horror before, and to say it's never been done. And we're just kind of going through. This is a 95-minute movie, so we've got precious runtime to kill. But then after that, it's almost like, yeah, like the innovation of the plot of this film is gone in favor of this kind of like, oh, sad girl grief story gets tricked by ghosts.
Atlas Avenue, a long stretch of road that encompasses everything the city of Kennett Heights has to offer. Neon lights, traffic, crime, the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and the craziest of characters. My office was above it all. My name is James Locke, and I'm a PI.
Hello, Mr. J. How the hell you doing today?
Good, Edith. Nearly every year I have a new case. New people to meet, new clues to discover, and new problems to solve. But I do it the old-fashioned way. No technology. Nothing post-1950. Hell, I don't even listen to podcasts, but you should. Atlas Avenue Beat is a spoof of the film noir genre with goofy characters, tons of wordplay, and non-stop raunchy humor. There's also 3 whole seasons out right now with more on the way. Just search for Atlas Avenue Beat wherever you listen to podcasts or visit us online at bloody.fm.